bring me to the attention of how much many of our chants, some we did recognize them from church, but you know, when you go Bingy and you hear Tanya and Bigger with
Instead of the words.
So when you hear them, there, you say, yeah, this is Rastafari melodies, I.
Of course.
Yeah, so you rejoice. So when we reach home now by the gate out in a Barbican, we get there, play some tape and and our mother just walk around and there is a green hill far away. Come here, say, where you know them chanting from? And she say, wait, you think of something you play there? When you usually go at church, you remember? We have to no, man. We have to, we don't do that. And then the line continued. I should say, listen, the party I said, where Jesus Christ was crucified, he died to save us all. I said, wait. This is really a chant under the cover of I. And I was disappointed then. I thought back in the 89 coming up being the outer Orange Bay. And I felt disappointed that we were rejoicing in chants that really never matched what our thinking was at the time as young Rastafari advocates, you know? Yeah. So I said, no, we need to move away from this kind of thing. We need to a right praise song, you know, because, you know, as you to grow up in prophecy, in the search for Rastafari, Revelation did to sing unto Jah a new song. You know, the psalmist said to shout unto Jah with the voice of triumph. You know, and Revelation said, no man did know the chant but the 140 and 4,000. So then that couldn't be a church song where millions of church people all over the world are singing. Some of them written by some enslavers and some men who did have we captive. So I said, no, you know, this can't work. I think we need to move away from some of them. Some of them came out of traditional churches, Some of them sang them, they come out of traditional black minds. Yes. Because some chants where I say, meet me by the river, someday. We did a plan to runway, you know. So the meeting place was by the river. Yeah. So because we couldn't just have meetings to plan it, the church was the only meeting place. Yeah. So when Master God now we start meet me by the river, someday. We knew it was a code to listen. The time I got herald in a different time. Now I got set in the church, you know. But the code I got go around say a Friday morning or Friday night, late night, I'm gonna move it. You know, see when the night dark. So I guess so. We usually use the church for certain messages and certain hymns. So some of these things, yes, they can accept, you know, what came out of black thinking than, you know, washing and I shall be whiter than snow and some of them little negative things. But Rastafari, I know, as a new phenomenon, I was always saying, no, man, we need to write something. Then if David did write, then I can write too. Then if Isaiah did write, then I can write too. You know,
well,
so
I did write, I can write too.
Exactly. So I say, yeah, man, out of I we must, because the church has some wonderful song, you know. I listen them sometimes for Sunday morning, even from a distance, because you live in our community, I go hear them. And having grown up in church, we hear some songs that were written in praise of the Almighty that were well written. You know, you have a song named How Great Thou Art. When you listen to that song there, is that the person who wrote a praise song to the blessing of the Almighty's creation. You know, so then if these men were inspired to write, then we as Rasta can be inspired around Haile Selassie the First and write our own story in song, in chant. So that has been the inspiration.
Our story, our history.
Yes, our history, which is our story. Yes, I am. It's just the clarity of the world without the our history, you know, but it's I is a story, you know.
Yeah, yes, all right. So you want to know, We are go to Deacon Ibi, we say 12, you there?
Ibi Lion, come from Zion.
Ibi no login.
Yes, I am, man. So it's right, but you know, Muta, as didn't come, we wait, we not make the radio go, you to the say.
No, we don't go play one other track.
You play another track.
We just come out of Carol Garden.
No, the first track you played was the visit of His Majesty.
Yeah, no, I tell you now, say, we just come out of Carol. No, listen to me, I say. We just come out of Carol Garden last week.
Yeah.
Yes. Where we did I call the Carol Garden incident, 1963.
Yes,
so this week now, we are celebrate. It's the same date. The Carol Garden did go on a bad Friday and Holy Thursday, them call it.
Yes.
So we want to reminisce on the Carol Garden. This is the memory, Carol Garden incident. This is Ras Ivai and Rastafari family
2,
coming
3,
through.
And
yes. We are going to show an every time. Yes, it's 25 minutes past 10 o'clock. Yes.
Jamaica. Our way of life is being affected, but our path to progress is not. Flow has continued to build its network infrastructure to prepare for times like these, to ensure that your connections to everything important are strong and reliable. And if you are a current Flow Home Service customer, upgraded services may be available in your area. Learning from home is smarter, and working from home is stronger than ever. I am Stephen Price, Country Manager of Flow, and this is our commitment. The strength of the Flow network is yours and ready when you need it. Visit your nearest Flow store or discoverflow.co. It is our privilege to serve you.
As we say, we're celebrating the visit of Emperor Haile Selassie to Jamaica, 21st of April. You understand? And go out Trinidad too, you know. Yeah, I think him landing on next St. Lucia, Barbados, or one of the places. You know, since Haile Selassie go all 82, but people don't remember Haile Selassie go all 80, you know. Anyway, we have Ibi on the line here. Him is the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, a kind of deacon. So we are told that I'm going to give a little prayer. Ibi?
Yes, sir. Greetings, Mutap.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Blessed love.
Blessed Ibi.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. That's right. Yes, sir, man. Blessed
Strength, you know. So through the Orthodox Church, it's a bet for Harbor Wolves, the Benfeskidus. Ahadu Amlak, Amen. Name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. So we give thanks for the commemoration and the celebration of the visit of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I to Jamaica, and the duty and the responsibility that we have Jamaica have to carry out the works. We know that Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hands unto the Almighty, and we are sons and daughters of Ethiopia. So we ask our ancestors to continue to guide us and strengthen us as Jamaicans, that we can live as one in harmony, in unity, and in love, to show to the world that we are children of the Most High. And we also ask for a lot of blessing and strength for this program, The Cutting Edge, and all the Rastafari family of Jamaica, to show light and continue to spread one love throughout this beautiful island, that we can be a light and inspirational works to the entire world and to our family. Strengthen us, give us courage, and bless all musicians and players of instruments to continue to carry the works and continue to show that we are strong and we can live together as one. Selah. Yes, I give thanks.
Blessed love, Rastafari.
Just want to say further that
our beloved
as
brother
Orthodox
asked the
Church,
question,
really,
how shall they kill our
even this
prophets
morning
while
we had
stand aside and
a
love?
service, we had some
We
prayers,
must
offering up some
intensify our
incense
agitation
to give thanks unto this day,
and follow the
and knowing that
examples of our great
we still remember it
ancestors
even through the Rastafari family,
and made way
keeping the torch burning and keeping the fire burning, that our youth can come and see that we celebrate it, we commemorate it, and we continue to show that Ethiopia is a beacon, and we know that Ethiopia wasn't colonized, so we look to Ethiopia as a heart of Africa, as a strength of our redemption and liberation in this time. Yes, I Muta.
Freedom just won't come if we sit down and act like stand up and fight for your right in a dictatorship. Our enemies are always making plans to keep us down. Our enemies are always making plans to keep us down. So we all must unite. The only way to win this fight. Stand up and fight for your rights in a dictatorship. Stand up and fight for your rights in a dictatorship. Stand up and fight for your rights in a dictatorship.
Yes. Launch of the album Our History. On a special day, special day. Ras Ivi and the Rastafari family. Second CD. Yes. The first one is the Ark of the Covenant. As a matter of fact, if you buy the CD, you get 2 CD in a one package. So it's a 2-for-1 deal. So like Walmart. Ivi. Tell me something, Ivi. The first album, is who distributed the album there? Who distributed?
It's out of England, I think Jetstar and Fat Shadow and a whole heap of names attached to it. But more time you do your thing with a bridge and a Rasta man, and it's just one love. It's just doing something, and out of it is like it was just that. But we give thanks to the work we go out, and the name Rastafari and family became a household name through that album because it was long awaited. It's like
and no place me carry it going on. No place me carry it go.
Yeah, man. We give thanks too because there's a brother on that album, Iwata Amaselassie, now joined the ancestors. He was a great musician. I mean, most of those instruments here were played solely by him.
On the first album? On the first album?
A Rasta man from Guyana, we played 27 different instruments, So, well known throughout all the great singers here and there know that this brethren and no nonsense person. I give thanks to him and his contribution to that album, The family then was not well grown, they have the Empress and my son.
Big people them know. Big people them know. Yeah. All right. You know, we're going to go over to California. You know, as we say, we have a series of one line up here for talk. You know, so this is an album launch, apart from celebrating the visit of Haile Selassie. So we're going to go over to California. One of the producers of this album, I don't know from the pan, Abba Zero, EL. Abba Zero. All right. Wait till them get him. All right. Meanwhile, tell me something, Ivy. Which part of the record the album? You want to record it?
You mean this, our history?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Right at Tough Gang. Tough Gang, we spent some time in Tough Gang and just had it done, you know. Sometimes we wish we had more time, but in the time allotted, you know, we just put in the work. We thank Glenn Brownie. He was
gosh, man. When I see Glenn Brownie upon the album, I say yes.
You know, when you have a master like Glenn at your side, a teacher, you know, I bred you with humility and sternness and, you know, all the good traits, you know, say, if we can get out of you what, you know,
I can tell you something. I can tell you something. The man don't make you do over one line all 100 times, you know.
Listen, this brother in Coral Garden chant, it's a record by way for a while ago. The crimes committed by the state. He said, no, but when I listen to the chant, I hear the crimes committed by the state.
Yes, you have to do it over.
I need to hear state.
May I tell you?
I need to hear that. That means it's about proper pronunciation.
Watch a man, me and him go in that studio, man, and one line. May I tell you, say that, if I was my brethren, you know, I tell him a clot and come out. You know, a good producer, though. You want to get the best out of the thing. You want to know where the Glenn Brown is behind it, you know. It can't come out sounding like a man. Yeah, like him don't know how I'm dealing with.
Yeah, so we get thanks to him, you know.
All right, let me ask you now. The album out, I know the first album, you do any tour with your family for the album?
No, there has not been any.
Neither for the first one?
No tour. No, it's just on our platforms and
in a Jamaica.
You know, at Bingy, our own platforms and so, you know.
Yeah,
there has never been any organized tour or any such thing. Rastafari and family of Rastafari. No.
I toured you know why? Because I play white people, I play Kete drum and Naya Bingy drum and foreign pan festival. When I look on all the festival, Ratataman and all them place there, and you hear Naya Bingy drumming, I appear like a white youth. You know, the authentic Rastafari and Naya Bingy drum is wanted and needed and necessary. So we hope, say, when the place open up back, this album will be able to carry you in a them kind of vibes there. We go chant it and make people see how the thing really chant, you know? Ivy Rockab. We still a call for Abba Zero, you know. But you don't get Abba Zero.
This is Abba Zero.
Abba Zero. Blessed my lord, what you do?
Yeah. Oh, I am divinely blessed.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. We see your name big, and your voice big on this album, yeah.
well, you know what? It's not as big as Ivy.
You not come through good, you know. You not come through good, man.
Stand up and fight for your rights. In this Stand up and fight for your rights. In this The Lion of Judah, Emperor Haile Selassie I, said,
yeah, Abba Zero have to fix him phone, you know. Because we know say our phone don't get so. Abba Zero fix your phone.
No, it's not Abba Zero.
And the silence of the voice of justice.
You know. You know, the Patakos Kekel said black.
Mutabaruka.
Zero, I'm a brethren. For a long time, all over the place. We go and talk all sort of talking and all them somewhere. All right. We just say to you, I know, I is one of the executive producer for this album here. How do I get involved with Ras Ivy for really going to a venture like this?
Well, first and foremost,
see what I mean? In phone now work and him talk about a Ira one. Gone again, you know. Don't know him talk about Ira feminine and Ira feminine. Watch what you doing, Ira Zero.
Kings and queens, that's who we are.
You there? How Zero? All right, so make we go to someone else and come forward to Abba Zero. We know say now go lock off. We have a bridge in here. Him actually send a message still. Him send a message. We want to play a message for Ivy launch. He is from the 12th tribe of Israel. Him send a message here. Him name Brother Norman Miller, Mr. Levite. All right, Levi one recording. All right, make I say, make we find him. Yes, make we find him. All right, make we hear a message from the 12th tribe of Israel. Here we go. Here we go.
Greetings. I, Brother Levi, first of the 12th tribe of Israel, greet each and every one in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What this day being revealed to us in the personality of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of God and the light of this very dark world. Greetings also through the 12 tribes of Israel, which were being scattered abroad, but first founded in the island of Jamaica by our beloved prophet Dr. Vernon Carrington, Brother Gad, now functioning worldwide. Greetings also to the Ethiopian Orthodox doctrine of faith, which is not one of writs nor rites, but a function of the heart acquired through mystical incorporation or unity in one with God, or in plain words, to be born again. Greetings also to the Ethiopian royal family, the family of King David, in this time represented by our Imperial Highness Zara Jacob Asosin Selassie. Yes, greetings once again to each and everyone listening on this, the 55th anniversary of the visit of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I to Jamaica in April 1966. The visit of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I to Jamaica was not only a long-standing desire of His Majesty, but also that of the Rastafari family and people of Jamaica. It was a fulfillment of faith. This visit also had a personal impact on me, as I was standing on the corner of Regent Street and East Race Course, now Ewers Circle, as the car in which His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I was traveling in drove by. It was as if His Majesty looked directly on I. To this day, I hold in reverence the look, direct eye contact with His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. The visit of His Majesty strengthened the Rastafari faithfuls, which saw the regathering of the 12 tribes of Israel by our founder, Dr. Vernon Carrington, Brother Gad, in 1968 here in Jamaica. Brother Gad gave us, of the 12 tribes of Israel, a number of principles necessary for our daily living, such as discipline, reading the Bible 1 chapter a day, forming a line to board the bus, respect for children, women, elders, and law and order. He also taught us of devotion to the words of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, such as those concerning the Bible, which one will find the truth for oneself, solution for present difficulties, and guidance for future actions. He also taught us unity among brethren, one and all for one and one for all, operating in that manner, no failure. This principle of unity, as expressed by Brother Gad, was in line with the words of His Imperial Majesty as stated during the visit of the Rastafari brethren who were part of the fact-finding mission to Africa in the early 1960s, that upon the return to Jamaica, they should organize and centralize so that the right people can come to Africa. Concerning the development of the 12 tribes of Israel, Brother Gad also gave thanks for the brethren and sisters who came along and helped him to do that part of the work he came to do in the 12 tribes of Israel. It must be remembered that in the house of the Lord there are many mansions, and we of the 12 tribes of Israel are just a part of the house of the Lord. I offer special congratulations on behalf of the members of the 12 tribes of Israel to Ras Ivai and to the Rastafari family on the production and launching of Our History, an album of sacred Rastafari chants. This CD is very demonstrative of the spirituality and culture of the Rastafari family. Ras Ivai, a devout student of the teaching of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, has ensured that members not only of his immediate family, but also of the wider Rastafari family, continue to chant Rastafari as they are involved in the vocals and instruments on the CD. I give most thanks that I had a chance to receive a copy of the CD and the various contents that come together with the CD. Listening to the CD was very joyful, comforting, and at the same time painful, as it took me back to the beginning of our struggles from we left the shores of Mother Africa, to the awakening of our spirituality, to our present day lives. The chants are steady and played in our traditional Rastaman chanting rhythm. This style of rhythm that involves the spirit of love, unity, and peace, which is Jah Rastafari himself. This music is everlasting, and I am confident that this CD will stand as a groundation for us in the Rastafari family. On behalf of the brethren and sisters of the 12 tribes of Israel, we would wish Ras Ivai and family continued guidance and protection from the Most High God. And also, it would be a good thing for everyone to get a copy of this CD, especially members of the Rastafari family and African-minded people. Selassie, Rastafari. Now in coming down, closing off, may the Spirit of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which has been revealed to us in the personality of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, continue to guide us all.
Look for me up in the tree and hear me in a rasta.
I hear a man as Haile Selassie see him personally. Look for him personally. Yeah. Anyway, you know, say
the spirit of the moment, you know.
I remember I stand up at the corner, South Camp Road and Victoria Avenue, right at Palace.
Yeah.
Palace Theatre and the Postaka. And then I don't remember where I hear say him about their stadium. Me about 14 years old them time. I don't remember where I hear say him about stadium, and you know, so we walk at stadium. I find myself in a stadium. I remember all of the whole heap of acrobats by the police, them and all and something, and this little man stand up in the grandstand there with him hat like a field marshal and thing. Don't have no clue about where going, you know. More than an island, so that's we are here saying this man a come. Don't have nothing clue about Rasta, nothing at all. You understand? And look at now we're there still. I yell up the man, Emperor Haile Selassie the first, you know. a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful
and to
thing.
see that the black man just find himself outside of a whitewash Christianity and the whiteness of God, and know we find a black God, we identify himself with I and come and the mystic of his moment, because the moment at the airport was very mystical, you know. Remember, Rasta was being downtrodden, Coral Garden.
Yeah, that was started out in 63, 3 years after.
Yeah, so you know, then they don't want to sweep it under the carpet and get rid of it. But here comes our God and King now, coming via Trinidad, Barbados, and was to land on the morning. You know, and the lightning and the thunder and the rain, you know, and when the sun came out, it was like, glory every man. And I hear it from Ballad, I hear it from Reporter, I hear it from men of the society who say, listen, need it so wet to my shoe, and as the sun come out, I don't know where I just become dry instantly, you know. And one tell you, say, listen, we see the Rasta man them with chalice and spliff and cutty.
Under the plane. Under the plane.
It's like...
Man, I say, yes, it's going to explode. It's going to explode.
No, according to the men are said so, because the gleaner...
Yeah, that may I say. The men of people say it's going to explode. Well,
the supervisor for the tarmac run away, you know.
Yeah.
When the first chalice light up, him run.
Yeah.
Because the Gleaner reported said, luckily the whole thing didn't blow up. You know, former Prime Minister Eddie Siaga said, when them look and see the amount of smoke and naked flame, yes, they were run, but the crowd was so thick. It's like, where I run go? You know,
run away.
I perceive that His Majesty saw in advance what would have happened. So the delay and the falling of the rain was kind of washing away those fumes that would have definitely ignited under any normal circumstances. So the rain will fall, kind of temper them gas there. It's the first time in history of Jamaica, probably the world, so much naked plane, the under one airplane.
Never seen that before. Never seen that before, man. Never seen that before.
You know?
All right, me could go to I say about the thing again. About zero, you there? About zero? No, about zero, no there. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to go to Glenn, you know. Yeah, about zero, you there?
Oh, Jaliva is there, Muta.
Jaliva.
Yes, my brethren.
Oh, you know, man?
Good to hear your voice.
You too, man. Hey, tell me something, man. I know you're Abbas you together.
No, he's in the east and I'm in the west. And
they don't complain about the IRFM phone and everybody else phone at work.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I say, you're one of the executive producers, and I know your musical ability. You have been dabbling into Liar Bingy sounds. I know you have a classical, you do an Italian classic in a Rastafari chant. Years ago, you did it. I don't know if you remember it.
Oh yeah. The theme song to Carmen.
Carmen, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that one.
So, you've been making music all the while, but now you get involved in a hardcore Naya Bingy chants and thing. Tell me how you get involved in it? How you get involved in it?
Well, in particular with Our History, the album, or Naya Bingy music?
No, our history.
Oh, well, you know, it was the idea was presented to me by Abaziro.
Okay.
So he had heard from the Hemp Fest that was in the Ganja Festival that was in the
Negril, yeah.
And Ross Ibai and his family were performing there. And, you know, from that time when he came back with a video of their performance.
Mm.
And I said, we should really make a record from this, you know, because this is
yeah, this is, and Ross I really deserves that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just said yes. It was a simple and a quick yes. I didn't have many questions. So
Yeah. So I know you have your projects go. What the latest project you have going? Because I know you have a whole heap of CD. You know, I have most of them
Yeah,
you give me. What's the latest
I'm working
project
on
you have?
about 300, over 300 records I'm working on right now.
Your
on,
records or other people record?
Other people's records, and
Okay.
maybe about 40 of them are mine. And, you know, I do play on most of the records.
Yes.
And most of the music that I'm producing, I do add tracks to, and vocals and other things like that. But mostly it's a lot of folkloric music that I'm trying to present and preserve tradition and cultural music before it's lost.
Yeah,
but also to provide like a foundation to build a world fusion where I can blend different elements together from other cultures and other countries in such a way that it sounds, you know, it doesn't sound like I'm mixing like people used to do with records, and they would just mix in this and that from different places. I'm not doing that. I'm bringing in the real traditional master musicians doing their traditional music and then building on that, you know?
All right.
But also presenting out each time, also releasing the traditional, completely traditional versions.
Yeah.
So it's all folkloric music mostly. That's what I'm attracted to doing. I have a long history, as you know, of producing reggae music and Nyabingi music also.
All right.
And,
so I can ask you.
But, you know, I grew up learning from the blues masters. My father produced some of the great blues masters like Reverend Gary Davis and Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee and John Lee Hooker. Those are my teachers. That's what I grew up playing is blues music. So I was surrounded by black music, and ethnomusicology and black studies was my majors in college. So
all right, I can ask you something. We know that folk music, sometimes you call it our world beat music, is not what you call chart busters, you know, million sell. Well, maybe some of them sell millions still because the blues man, them used to sell million too. But how you deal with making so much music and getting it out there in terms of in the record shops, on the ear. For instance, the album, you know, how you would market an album like this?
Well, we're putting together, you know, you have to, it's like a campaign, you know? It's like once you have product, then you have to market it, and it becomes a whole, you know, you have to advertise, and you have to do radio interviews like this. And, you know, you have to get a print interview in what was print media in the day. We had, you know, the Reggae Beat and the Reggae
We have social media now.
We had
social media
magazine and Billboard magazine, and we
all right, hold on the Levi, hold on the Levi, hold on there. We'll go to a break and come forward. Yes.
The time brought to you by IRI FM is.
Yeah, the time is 11:15.
If you have freedom, and if you think you're supreme, and if you have power, and if you're hot, you're not saying nothing till you're Irish.
Slavery is one of the most inhuman institutions.
Yes, we're back again. We was talking to Jaliva out of California, one of the executive producers of this album. Yes, Bridget, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. You know, we're talking about the idea of promoting albums that is not pop album. How you go about promoting it? And you explain tell me about TVs.
Well, I do the best. I do the best that I can.
Yeah.
But truthfully, I play music, I make music, I produce music, and I'm not a marketing specialist. You know, I've done well by creating, you know, I had to create a record label to sell my music.
Okay.
And that was some time ago. And I'm just following through with that, with the label. I let the label is what really distributes and tries to market and promote the music. So
understand, promote this one, I mean, send this one out yet to the different media and stores and them something in California?
Right now, it's the physical media that is out there and available, which is the LP, vinyl, and CD. And there's two versions, as you know. One is the full instrumental, and the other is the raw Nyabingi folkloric version.
I'm going to assume that this one is the raw Nyabingi, the one that I'm playing.
Both of them are available through, as physical media. So now it's all in the process of being digitized and will be released for the digital download. And, you know, that's taking a little longer to make it available. But we didn't want to hold it back any longer, and we wanted to do this album release
from here. Yeah. All right. Well, give thanks, brethren. If you want to say anything to Ras Ivy, like I'm up on the thing I know.
Yeah, man, I want to say something. Levi.
Yes, my brother.
Blessed and love, brother. I mean, I was telling Brother Miguel we go out far back from the days in the early 90s, you know. And, you know, to find I know being the one who it's in your court, the ball was in your court and you did your part. That's enough thanks for the fruition of the work. It's just now to have it materialize that economics can be encouraging and give more strength to do more work. So we give thanks. It has been a long time coming, but give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yes. It was a great honor.
Anthropology and archaeology has proven without a shadow of a doubt that Africans gave civilization to the world. When others live in caves like bats, we built cities along the Nile. The pyramids of Giza, the temples of Imhotep, the Grand Lodge of Luxor, just to name a few. I say, black man, know yourself. Black woman, know yourself.
Yes. Ras Ivy chanting far Rastafari to Rastafari, our history. That's the name of the CD. So we want the people them to go out there and get it and play it again and again and again and again and put it in your car and play it. You understand? Them tune won't make you crash if you listen to it. Because it's just easy. You know, when you listen to certain tune, you jump up in your car and forget say you have a whole steering wheel. Yes, Ivy. Ivy there? Ivy get cut off. All right, so we can get Abba Zero. Abba Zero there. Get Abba Zero. Who can get? Anyone. Get anybody who is supposed to get. We can get Glenn. Get no answer out there. All right. Black man, know yourself. Black woman, know yourself. We're talking about the launch of this album, Our History, by Ras Ivy Tafari and the family of Rastafari. Now we have the musician, the bass player, the producer. I don't know what to call him. Glenn Brown, how you doing, man?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. Bless up,
well,
man.
I tell you, hush. You know you're supposed to sleep, hush.
No, man. Enough night you have me awake, so this is good. Because
all right,
this is
sir.
great.
I think a Marge would have you awake. My Marge answer that,
I tell her, not tonight. Tonight is our history.
Okay. All right. How you get involved with this album, yeah? Because I know you're a man who produce reggae music and off-the-wall jazz music and all them something there. You get to produce a Naya Bingi album.
Well, the first thing is how I get to meet Ras Ivy. And I mean, well, I love Naya Bingi music long time and always wanted a chance to do something, but me not going to do no Naya Bingi album where it just sound like, or any Naya Bingi project, where it just sound like something intended to be a commercial thing. Of course, I have Naya Bingi beat in some of the music them that I do, especially those with a positive spiritual message. But to have an opportunity now to actually work with a Rasta virgin who is what I would consider one of the leading brothers within the Naya Bingi organization, and that come through a project that was proposed to get involved with, to involve all of the houses or mansions of Rasta. However, it didn't work out, but because of that, I had to meet with Ras Ivy. And believe me, man, it was an honor to meet that brother. When I see how him administrate and hear the things him talk about and see his ability to impart knowledge about our history and our black people business, which was something I always wanted anyway to know about. More of our family business. And then Abba Zero, I get to meet Abba Zero. He called me one night. He saw me playing in the grill. And he called and said, yes, it is great that we come together and do something. And I just take it from there. I just follow the energy from that.
When me just talk a while ago, say, I tell I say Glenn Brown will make you vex, because he's a man who will make you do all one word, all 100 times. And he might give me an incident with a word where they say, I never heard properly, and I keep doing it over and over.
Yeah, man, it's very important because I remember coming up as a young musician. I started out singing, so I had to be listening to lyrics for songs and so. Yeah. And a lot of times we talk foolishness in a song we call wrong words because the pronunciation wasn't clear or the slang that was with it didn't make it come out, so you hear something different. And I think for a project like this, with such dynamic information for our brothers and sisters, we need for them to hear clearly. Plus, as a producer, it's my responsibility also to make sure that you vocalize properly. You know that, man. Look,
boy, them clarity in the music, you know. Well, if the music will come out in Jamaica, you have no clarity in them, man just say them what say. Because the producer in the studio, the producer sit down outside and smoke or drink anything. Yeah, well, not for the time, the whoever is positioning himself as producer is not even really a producer. But him have a vibe and him hear a thing and him work with it. And he go there and it becomes something else. But we need to take more responsibility for doing things like that. It's our responsibility to make the listeners hear clearly, especially youngsters. Of course, especially an album like this. Especially an album like this. Yeah, this is not a play thing. This is not a joke thing. This is the history. This is narrative of things that happen to us as Rasta people, as black people, in our journey to liberation. So we need to know what is said, and we need to feel the pulse and the energy of the music in its rightful form too. So where I work on now, because I know you always at work. Levi just tell me say I work on 400 different projects. I don't know how him do that, but I don't know how him do it either. But I'm saying 40 of them are female one. I'm saying 40 of them are female one. I'd feel good to be working on 20 right now. But you know, within this season of COVID, one can't get some work. Plus,
Plus, it's not every day I want going to come up and do an album like this. You know, like I have some chance why I do it, and I still not get it yet because I want the right conditions to do it. But things are a little slow now, but we give thanks for everything that we have and everything that we do. You know, but I'm still producing. I have something new coming soon too, and as usual, you definitely will be the first to know.
When Marjorie album will come out? When Marjorie album will come out?
Well, is that a working on? Working on? So the next track coming up very soon.
Okay.
Is that a working on?
So
but,
there I go. I'm going
to tell you a while ago, so you have to sing it, let them hear, because no one hear you sing that song, say, me never know Muta can sing. So
no, well, me never know Muta can sing neither. What may I say?
Yeah.
Me I say you must put it on Marjorie album. That's what me I say.
Oh,
that's what me I
that's a good idea, you know.
Yeah, man.
That's a great idea.
The Patois version.
Yes, man. See it, how you mean, man?
Yeah.
See it, know me want to call it, you know.
All right, me could go forward to this album.
Our history, yes.
Yeah, all right. You get involved in the album over a period of what time? Them take for do this thing over a period of what time?
Well, between I would say the time of the inception of it to realizing it on tracks. It was about 5 years now, you know, if my memory serves me clearly.
Yeah, that
it wasn't too long. Maybe within a year it was done.
I remember one time you call me and say you can't hear from ABBA.
Eh?
I remember one time you call me.
Because I couldn't hear from ABBA.
ABBA, yeah.
So I didn't know what was going on, but ABBA is such a busy man. He was somewhere on the planet.
Yeah,
so where I was trying to get him, he wasn't there.
Boy, I'm so busy now, I can't even get him still, I know. I don't even get him tonight, yeah.
Yes, I did send a message forward to him to tell him to try another way to get you, you know. Because we need to hear what ABBA have to say.
Yeah, but everybody get me hungry, man. I don't understand that.
Yeah, maybe it's the location in California that he is, or the line that he was using. But yeah, man, when we get to the studio, man, 1, 2, and it done.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But the challenge was to prepare them mentally also, because one of the great things about this project in Muta is I was pointing out to Marjorie when we were listening earlier to Brother Miguel, and hear the family singing some harmonies, and I'm sure the difference between what we come to learn in the West as tempered tuning music, where we sing accurate, what we consider accurate harmonies. Yeah. You know how that's it. So you're fixing it. You think like how them would a teacher if you use knife and fork and it proper. You don't know how I glad the first time I say African I eat with the man. I'm questioning about it and the man start telling me about digestion starting with the fingers and things. Well, it's the same thing with sound. We make some sounds as it comes naturally out of the ear. Yeah. And they were singing some harmonies that at first when I heard it, I said, what is this? How am I going to work with this? Because they must sing some 6 and some 7 and some of them sound flat. But when you hear them in the context of the natural mystic of the sound, that's what makes it great. So my thing now was just to get them to do it in a positive way. Yeah. Because that is not something that anyone can just reproduce like that. You have to be in the spirit of that to make that sound and make it positively dynamic. Yeah. And that is one of the things we did. Of course, Ivor, you know the intellect image from you say something I'm going to try to go for the best too. Yeah. But still within that tuning. So it was a great experience, a great challenge, and I really I'm glad.
I'm glad to you still. I'm glad to you. Because like I say, you produce some of my tune there, man. You know, me and brethren. Yeah, I love your wife.
Yeah, man.
You know, she's nice.
Yeah,
she
man.
Good.
She's ever nice, man. Ever sweet.
She be good.
What? The other day, she do something. And I gave her the message you gave me the last time about the fruit cake. So she did something for me and surprised me. And now she handed it to me. Sometimes me tell her, say, mind yourself, Mind yourself, As she handed it to me, you know what she say?
Right.
Muta want to taste this. I say, you better don't make him know are you in trouble.
but no, that you tell me now, she in trouble.
She in trouble.
Yes,
but you know, it's all love. That's what the Rasta family is about. That's what black people are about.
Look, man, how me I work out? How me I work out, man? As some know say bridging and bridging supposed to work out. You understand?
Yes, man. A simple thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Simple thing, man. And then the music is part of the unifying force.
Of course.
Vibration and the energy. So even though we go for perfection as Babylon claim perfection, we know the heights and the dynamic of the imperfections of life that is beautifully perfect. It's like when I come to your yard and go up on your balcony and look into the garden and you show me Ray. And I look on it and I am amazed and I say, Rastafari, look at what you do.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's the same thing with colors and sound is colors.
Yeah, of course.
Frequency vibration. So we can honor that, and we can make Nyabinga music to challenge any pop music out there to within it what they term quality of perfection. But if you don't know it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You have to know it.
And that's why I asked Levi a while about the marketing of it. What a great day it would be to see an album like this on Billboard Top 100.
Well, it's on my head there now, Muta. That's why I make the statement I just make. Because Babylon going to tell you, so them want this standard and this standard.
Yeah.
Well, I know how to get the foundation within the heights of that quality. And we have the musicians and the producers. Well, the producers to produce that kind of music would have to be passionate about that music and that culture and have the respect for it, because that is key, Because you can't go dabbling at the thing and do some little foolishness and put it out there because you run down $1. It's not about that.
Yeah.
You're not concerned about that. You're concerned about the integrity of the thing and how the majesty will see it and say, well done.
Well done.
I don't want no hear no foolishness from no guy about, man, don't come make enough money. What is to be will be. If money will come, money will come. Because
of course.
It's rough, but we not depend on that.
Yeah. Give thanks, Bridget. Move.
Look on what going in our life now. From this time, I'm going to realize, because look how long I tell people, say, go plant food. You think you can't eat the money, when them take with the money, where you going to eat?
That man say,
then I see him thinking,
them are going to make it in a digital kind that you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Digital.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, give thanks, Bridget.
Yeah, man. And it's one love. Rasa Levi, Abba Zero, Levi, Jalevi, enough honor and respect, enough love. And the marketing, before I go Muta, the marketing where brothers and sisters must go and buy this because them children can use it as a reference for the history.
Of course.
Yes. So
and you know, white people will take it and put it in some archives. And 40 years down the line, here to sell all $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. We just have to secure what is ours.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure our people get what is ours.
All right. Yes.
That's the fire I love every time, man.
Yeah. The time is 12 o'clock on the dot.
Brothers and sisters, this is Charlie. Join us with respect for our national anthem. Let us stand and defend this one. Peace and love. Thank you. Eternal Father, bless our land, guide us with thy mighty hand, keep us free from evil powers, do our life through countless hours, to our leaders, great defenders, great true wisdom from above. justice. Truth be ours forever. Jamaica land we love. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica land we
Cutting edge. Same Mutabaruka. Same IRFM. Same.
Yes, slide down bar.
Same. And Mr. Robbie. Same.
Stay tuned, RFM. Mutabaruka. Cutting edge.
Same.
The name Tafari, one to be feared. Well, if people don't know, that's what it means. Haile Selassie means power of the Holy Trinity. And you know, Haile Selassie did name Haile Selassie before he become emperor. That was his christening name. Like how we get a christening name, because my mother christened me in a Roman Catholic church. And that is the tradition of them kind of church. Them give you a name relating to one of the saints. You understand? Anyway, Ivy.
Yes, I.
We're there, we're just still, you know. All right,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah, man, we're there, we're just still, man. We're not done at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, man, but it's nice, just to the histories unfolding even in musical, cause as we know, when them did that teach with ABC and I tell you, say A, then B, then C, it was the hardest thing until ABC became a song.
Yeah.
And once ABC became a song, it just boom and resonate. So if we put the history in the form of songs, then you can sing about 1916, he was crowned Rastafari. It's like my youth asked me a question about Martin Luther King, my grandson, this evening. I say, Grandpa, Martin Luther King did dead? I'm just give him a glance. So here we know. Martin Luther King a gunshot did sting despite the message of peace he did bring. So I say, so the teacher that poem that
Instrument of the man for that, you know, instrument.
Oh my gosh.
Now I tell you, man, I do the sweetest version of that. We'll come on to Mark in the instrument.
Yes, instrument, because it's just put in, because if we look at the album and talk about the visit 55 years after, you listen to the track and the visitor is majesty. You never know nothing about Ireland.
About it, you know something.
So you can listen to that chant and you can know what really happened.
Of course.
Because it tell you, say, he came to GE in April 66. It was a joy, to see the king in April 66. Then it go on to say, up to this day, no one know how did Lulu, that little dog, was so mystical in his travels here in Jamaica. Them say them see him, Hector Winter say me see him with the little dog in his hand.
In a pocket, and put in a pocket too.
No, Hector Winter said see him one time.
Yeah, me know about that, say him put the dog in a pocket.
Yeah, Barbara Gludan said she see him with the little dog in her pocket, a peep out about the size of a kitten. Yeah. But when the dog appeared at King's House, Miss Lou did write a poem about it too, the little dog will appear at King's House. Because them never know who the little dog belonged to until the little dog will stand up at his majesty's foot. When the attendant said that, when the little dog comes from and I run him down, he run the right at his majesty's foot, and then him climb up and his majesty touch him with his fingers to say, all right, Lou, everything is good. So the chant itself tells a story, that Martin planned he did say, because during the time, no Governor General, no Brigadier of the Army, no Premier, no acting Prime Minister, nobody could create a semblance of order. The one man was Haile Selassie I sent for.
Martin didn't know him before, He didn't know him before.
Exactly.
When we go visit,
in the 61 mission. And Planner would have told I that His Majesty did say to him, when I visit Jamaica, I will see you.
Yeah.
So I said, whoa, Martin, my life was guaranteed up to April 66 because His Majesty telling him, I will see you when I come.
Yeah.
So him say when him up on the rooftop doing, and I remember when his majesty said to him just hear a voice say, Mr. Mortimer Planner, the emperor wants to see at the steps of the plane. And he said, watch out.
What was a fright one?
So he went up. So I said his majesty gave authority and power. Planner was like the king of Jamaica. Because
it was like Moses apart the Red Sea.
Exactly, because but you see the mystic about that moment too, Mota, is that when Planner go up to him, that time, say Iron Lion was the man who go entreat Planner to come out of public, him did do a guide operation, and it done, but never heal, it wasn't discharged. Iron Lion go say, yo, Planner, where be there, man? Say, king I come, you in the hospital. So, Iron Lion go entreat him to come out before being discharged, that him end up at airport, and became the governor, the leader of Jamaica, because him supersede the governor general, the prime minister.
Yes, him do what them couldn't do. Him do what them couldn't do. What? Gone.
Come in, Ross Brown. No, Ross Brown, that's a come in.
Oh, Ross Brown, all right.
Yeah, man.
Ross Lewis Brown, Secretary of the Coral Garden Benevolent Society.
Yes, that's him.
Yellow brethren.
Come in, Jamie. Where's Ross Brown?
How far him there?
Well, I'm coming one time, but I'm going to hear him again. So the chant really tell a nice...
I'm that?
Yeah, the chant really tell a nice history in chant that will be easily captured by the young minds and even the elder mind too. Things that, we don't easily grasp on in memory, but if you sing it, it will, resonate. So, give thanks for that chant.
But tell me something.
Yeah.
How you come for conceptualize the album, for just say, you're going to make an album with our history and put all sorts of different aspects of Rastafari events on it. Or you just come up with that?
All right, it's like from Ark of the Covenant. If you notice Ark of the Covenant, I did always say Black Liberation there. We do have a theme song for the occasion. So when I was inspired to say, no man, if every year we celebrate Black Liberation here, but we're going to bring I'm not hear no chance we are talking about Black Liberation. So in 1986, the vibe that it reached, and I put Black Liberation Day together. They look for repatriation, and we say, yeah, there were a few chances on repatriation. What the gate make a repatriate, but I just say, all right, so I add that. The coronation of His Majesty, I said, well, we have to have a chant that speaks to the coronation. So hence our nation had to bow. So with our history now, it was just because most of the chants from our history, I had recorded them at that one studio in 1996, because I had the vision to do this album from 96. So it was unowned. They paid that one at the studio and they record that number of them, but finance is never good because the experience of Ark of the Covenant did say, let me get a producer because...
You have a radio behind the door. You have a radio.
No, probably my brethren have radio, Brown. I
know too near, man.
By me. So probably because his line was open, he probably had
go on,
but not me. So that was I was looking at landmark events, like the Coral Garden event. Every year we go a mobile from ISA JDs. I remind one that the atrocity. So it's so now 4:21 morning, we just wake up with this vibe and I said to the youth, there's a Coral Garden sitting on the head. So it's so I'm now put the Coral Garden chant. Just looking at the events where we have our history, we need to commemorate these events with landmark chants, I'm going
to say
the work of the
no disrespect what we got before, but I still say these are the chants we should now replace those Christian Sankey songs in the Bingy house with. These are the chants we should have there. and get rid of the whole for sing them.
Well, Muta, it's a revolution, and as they say, a revolution, it takes time,
But you a man, but you are the man where responsible for it too. What you mean? They know you're responsible for a whole heap of that.
I have played my part,
No, when me I say, no, me I talk about, when me say to get rid of them, use in that force, power force, we can't get rid of them.
It's a hard task.
Them no call you priest. The priest them call you.
Well, it is calling priest, but sometimes, you know what, the priest title, Me
know, but when I say, you're in that power, see, in the binky house, to say, make a chant, the chants them, where we create around our history as Rasta, rather than adopt it from the Christian mindset.
Well, I majesty say tradition takes time to change, yeah? So by recreating these new chants down the road, certainly they will fade out. Because you have to look at the elders. Most of the elders came from traditional churches. Some were Pocomania, some come from the other little church. And so each of them came with special chants from their traditional thing. And then you'd have said, some would have said, you Rastafy them. That then become part of the Rasta genre of chant. But as we evolve and grew, Barry Evans in 1992, when he was on the centenary, I was in Ethiopia, but when he heard my family doing the chant I had written for the centenary of His Majesty, and he was in a video titled, a video, Rastafari, then and now, he said, when you know that a movement is evolving, is when they start creating their own hymnals. And he said, Rastafari has represented that change, that revolution in creating chants coming out of the bowels of Rastafari.
Rastafari experience. All right, hold on there. I think we have Makeda up on the line. Makeda?
Yeah, we want to give thanks to Sister Barbara Makeda. Because she has been doing some good work behind the scenes.
And the brother Russell was not there still.
He was on a while ago, I don't know.
But I am play the loud music too.
It's nice to come on because she could tell you more about
the
local marketing. What is happening? I know Kaya will be a distributor at his dispensaries. One in Kingston, here one in probably St. Anna or Trelawney, and one in Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are 3 dispensaries to Kaya. I don't know, how Sister Barbara going to do it, and the many shops where they're about, Madam Miguel, we have ideation as a moving bookstore, wherever the outlets are, that, Ras Imo, up by House of Dread. These are our own local venue outlets.
Yeah, but you want to know, Ibai. You want to know, Ibai. It's the outlets where we go, where you talk about. Rasta now going to go really buy no CDs still, I only for Rasta now go buy the CD, you understand? It needs to go in a places that is not geared to Rasta out there. It's like how you have Levi over there, so now. You make a whole heap of music and Abba over there, so them supposed to can't go out there go market the music. See, not just keep it in there. The Rasta community, but spread it out because it's something we need to spread out. Them things are all. You have certain university right now would I love to get copies of them for put in them library for really do it as a case study and just Rastafari chants. Like how them have the museum Washington there. Them album I have a whole heap of ethnic album in my collection where the Smithsonian Institute and other people them things actually universities should have love catch all them album I have to put in there. So it needs to go out to go market it. It just need marketing.
Yes, well, Abaziro and Jaliva should know all these outlets, and we entrust that they will continue their role in doing, strategic marketing for people who have the money, who will just say, yeah, I'm supporting this cause. And rasses who know say, yeah, I will support the cause and do a purchase. So Sister Barbara will be able to tell her, and Sister Barbara there yet?
She hang up again. But we know the power, all right, we know the power of this program, yeah. Tomorrow morning or Friday morning, you're going to see what we are doing so now on YouTube. So it's going to go further, even though they're on YouTube now, and Instagram and Facebook. But when the youth them put it up on, what them call it, YouTube, it's another promotion that again,
the whole world.
Yeah, so even with this program, it go beyond the borders of Jamaica. And that will help to propel it. So this is a good thing to do, eh?
My brethren from Florida, Rascal, we are listening down to Senegal, Ethiopia, all over. Definitely thing, peer thing happening, it's like, assistant just text me from Shashaman. It's after 5, and I was listening.
See what I mean? Yes.
So it's gone global. This is good.
But you need to, not only the sound and the voices with up on the program now, but when man can say, them want the CD. So we are tell the people, them say, the program is done because we want to sell some CD. We don't apologize for that. We don't apologize. We want to sell some CD. You understand? And this is indigenous Rastafari historical chants where every Rasta should have been able to go get a CD. It's so simple that,
True.
Man buy more ganja than ever, a rub up in them and miggle. Them should have able can buy a CD and go play it. Put it in them car and all them something. They make a Rasta chant a belt out. Like come hear some music a play a belt out on the road and you don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And it's educational and inspirational and,
history of Rasta. Yeah. So Abbas, you were there? Nobody were there? Louis Brown there? Who there?
I don't know Louis. Just come out and can't get on again. Sister Barbara. Yeah, man.
Barbara, just
one of the tracks where I'm on, like from the album. I mean, each of them have their own merit because they speak to different landmark events. But, having gone to Ethiopia and seen the cry of the people in a 92, you see, as a policeman walk up to me and kiss a button I have on with his majesty.
Okay.
And when him leave, I look on him, tears they pass him jaws going down. I want to call him back to ask him why him cry after and kiss his majesty. But you don't need to ask again. You know that is the love that him have or feel some remorse, or the missing portion of his majesty, not with them again, and the deluge where Ethiopia falls.
So you talk about the cry of Ethiopia?
Yes, that chant, and it's leaving Ethiopia. I'm on the right that track, based on the
cry of Ethiopia. Yes, Ivy.
Ethiopia, yeah, man. Sister Barbara Makeda is online too, so
blessed.
Blessed love.
Morning.
It really is a good morning.
I'm realizing that you are the instigator of this 2-hour marathon here.
Listen, Abazir came on a couple of weeks ago and asked me if I'd help put together, a launch in Jamaica since they're all stuck on the other side of COVID. So I agreed and sort of, contacted you people at IRI and, just help put it together because, of course, it's such a pleasure to be involved in something like this.
Yeah.
The Nabingi is just my heart, and the music is so beautiful on this album. The whole thing has been so beautifully put together, physically and audio and in every way. It's just been a pleasure to make the connections and, put it all together. And, of course, being where I am in my little job
has been good as well, because Minister Grange was very happy to give her endorsement to it as well. She had a message she wanted to deliver.
But I see her name on the paper here.
Well, all she can do is say, would I read it for her, please? But that's
read
not yesterday. You want me to read it?
Yeah, no, you mean the woman can't give a message that you don't read it?
Well, I'm not Minister Grange. I can only read what she had to say.
Yeah, man, read it, man.
Okay, she says, April 21 was an unforgettable day in Jamaican history when 100,000 Rastafari from all over Jamaica descended on Palisades Airport in Kingston, playing drums, smoking chalices, and chanting Nyabingi songs as they waited for His Imperial Majesty. It has been 55 years, she continues, yet it has not faded from the memory or importance to the Rastafari community at home and abroad. The Emperor's visit was a significant moment in the development of the Rastafari religion. Having been treated as outcasts by Jamaican society, the respect and attention the Emperor gave them caused Rastafari to gain a measure of respectability for the first time. Building on that, the Rastafari's reggae music gained more interest and became commercially viable, leading in turn to the further global spread of the Rastafari movement. Minister says, I am happy to see that Jamaica has finally come to accept the positive presence of Rastafari citizens in our nation and their contribution to the development of our country. Our relationships continue to improve. Hard barriers have softened and broken fences been repaired. My government continues to play its part in all this, most recently with our work to repair the wrong done in the Coral Gardens incident 50 years ago. Minister ends, it is my pleasure to join the celebration of Groundation Day. I especially welcome this new album of sacred Rastafari music, adding yet another important milestone for this unique Jamaican community. Our message ends there. Minister Babsy Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport.
Okay, yes. Thanks.
Yeah, that was lovely. Convey our regards, you know. Yes, I will do that. You see that she also, had the ministry put out a really nice advertisement celebrating the day, which was excellent. And that's in the Gleaner and the Observer. Yes. Had her office prepare something really nice, which is good. Yeah. I have to give her enough respect for these things. You know what I mean? Because it's about time that governments of Jamaica accept and show respect to Rastafari. So the lady is not afraid to do so, and she does it. I like it. Well, on behalf of the community, as Catherine would have said, gratitude is a must. We give thanks to every positive work. Exactly. And her gratitude to the Rastafari community is part of that gratitude as well. Which is good. Yes, right, indeed. Right. So, Ras Ivy, you have a hit record, you have a hit album, without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt. As I hear you and Muta talking, it just needs promotion now to make sure it reaches everyone. Because indeed, as the 12 tribes, Levi once said, every Rastafari home should have a copy of this album. It's so beautiful. Remember there's an old album of Bingy songs with the beautiful voice of Sister Bubbles on it. I remember that. I wear that one out. I wear it out. But now we have a new one, and that is this album, and it's so lovely. The packaging and everything. The booklet by J. Tomiak, a lovely, beautiful booklet. Really nice, It's a treasure to have. It's something you put in the special place, the place where you keep all your special things. Things, yeah. The liner notes were well written, and the bio and the liner notes. Yes, well written by one of the foremost scholars in Rastafari.
exactly. Very well written.
Yes.
I'm only sorry that Muta didn't get to speak to Abba Zero. That's the conversation I was looking forward to hearing tonight.
Him can't go to bed.
But I
don't know 12 o'clock, No, really, Barbara.
Yes?
You realize the 12 o'clock gone, I'm still a do it?
You had so many advertisements.
We'll not stop yet. Watch a man. All right, so we have two more people to talk to. Abba Zero and Ross Lewis Brown.
Well, I would love to hear both those conversations.
So we will sort it out.
So just go on with that. I'm glad I got a chance to put my 2 bits worth.
Yeah, man.
Glad to be associated. Yes,
Did Madam Minister get her personal copy?
Oh, yes, she did. She got her copy some time ago. That's why she was happy to be involved. Very much so. And I know she took it home to listen to it. So, yes, definitely.
All
right. So I'll keep listening and continue. This has been a lovely show, a lovely night, a lovely day. Wonderful.
So, Sister Barbara.
Yes.
At the 3 locations, one you'll be able to get, because there's 2 versions of the album. You have the
package. Yes, you can get
the package. Yeah, you can get.
There's an album, and then there's a deluxe package. That would be like a special package, So, but those are the first 3 outlets that have been set up. They have a good relationship with the owner of the Kaya dispensaries.
Yeah.
So that's like a first place. I know that it's, people with big pockets that will stop in there, but that's a good beginning, and tourists go to those places too.
Okay.
But we need to have it spread all over, in the small places and the large places. This is just a beginning, those 3 Kaya outlets, Kingston, Ocho Rios, Montego Bay. That's a start.
Yes,
so it's just a beginning, It's a beginning, one step at a time. One step. This is an album that's going to go on for a long time, long after I am no longer even here physically. So this is the beginning. This is the beginning. Excellent. And well done, Rasaibai. Well done.
Give thanks, my sister. Them the praises go to where praises is due. Because, without the divine love of Rastafari and the inspiration from His and Her Majesty, it could not be done.
Exactly.
And without my family, my immediate family, my empress and children, because they are the ones that the thing that sound good, they will laugh and make joke, and they have to make sure sometimes they hear me, and they say, I will hear my eldest daughter and her mother talk. And one more something in my right there. You hear me running knitting machine. It's a new one. That's not come up with, So,
please give Sister Amy my love. I know she's listening. So Sister Amy, I said love. I said enough love.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
all right. Gonna go on with the program here. Nice. Love, Mucha. Love.
That was Makeda.
Yes, sir.
Anna, Blake, all of the things that you want to call her. First journalist. We can't want to talk our accolades them, but Rastafari.
Only one radio station I listen to. IRIA FM.
I will sing of mercy and judgment. Unto thee, O Jah, will I sing. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Oh, when wilt thou come unto I will walk within thy house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside, and it shall not cleave to I. A froward heart shall depart from I, and I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. He that hath a high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. Mine eye shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with I. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve I. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell in thy house. and he that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all the evildoers from the city of the Most High, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Psalm 101. The psalm said by His Imperial Majesty on his coronation day, November 2nd, 1930. A tribute to the patriarchs and matriarchs of Rastafari.
Patriarchs and matriarchs, we salute you all this day. Patriarchs and matriarchs, you have showed us the way. But you have passed through great tribulation, but you never give up the fight. Battle axe and weapons of Selassie, blessings from the Most High. Battle axe and weapons of Selassie, blessings from the Most High.
Yes, Ivar, you there?
Yeah, man. Patriarchs and matriarchs. And you know, when we chant that chant, they will remember Bongo Rocky and Baby Icon. They were the most outstanding couple when I just reached in. You can't forget them two there.
Yeah, man.
You know, so they are the ones, the patriarchs and matriarchs. And there were other patriarchs and matriarchs like Pa Shanti and Ma Shanti, where we used to one, used to the other. Bongo Daniel and, you know,
Puro. Remember Puro?
You know, Bongo Eddie and, you know, Team Empress. You know, there were some outstanding couples within the order. And we say, you know, this one is just a tribute to all those who forged ahead even before I and I as youths and, you know, left a legacy for I and I, you know. So that one day in honor. But Ja Brown there, I know.
All right, Ja Brown.
Coral God.
Rastafari, live.
Rastafari.
Live every time, man. You know.
Are you going to play your radio in the background?
Before we go any further, I man is not the secretary of the Rastafari God's Benevolent Society. I'm the treasurer.
Oh, them say secretary also.
Pamela Williams.
Okay.
She's the secretary.
Okay.
So we are clear that the listener, because them things that go out all over the world, you know.
Confuse the people.
Yeah, the finance man.
Yes, they're the finance man, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Rasta Muta.
Yes, sir.
Is another gate that's open up for the Rastafari community. And not just the Rastafari community, but black people in general. Because when I'm a youth and we are go to school, enough things that we learn at the school. And when we left the school, we can realize the truth. Enough things that we learn at school in a right. And this album, it a tell the history. That's when the younger youths them and many adults like myself hear the lyrics of these songs. It will let them think and it will bring them to a realization of who them truly is. Because I tell you something, many I and I, you saw crime big out there. Many I and I at our age, when we are youth, we could have picked up the gun because of the unjust things lying on the earth, you know. But we never do it. We get redeemed by the music. It was Rastafari music, the Dennis Brown and the Bob Marley went out there. And it grew I and I. That's I and I could have seen a different pathway. So we choose Rastafari. It redeemed I and I from the gun. And it opened up a gateway. So you see this album, that's Ivar, big up to the eye. This album, it will open up another gateway because the message is the history of I and I. The history. There I talk about the visitor His Majesty. There I choose a right there, Rastafari. Because when I and I go there, we tell people certain things, they don't know if it is or nothing. Because it's not being taught in school. So this album, what I create, it open up a gateway, it's like a book. And it open up the thing, can't even go research. Because every note I understand what every lyrics what I put in the song. Remember, a history. And a couple years ago, when I hear the Carol Garden chant, so Jah Rastafari. Because remember, I said Jah Lewis did the one too, But Jah Lewis won't do in the farm of electricity, reggae farm. But you are talking about the Naya Bingy movements now. Yeah. You don't need no electricity. And you can't just chant out there. So them couldn't even hold it back like that. Yeah. Because this story, it has to go out the natty. Because remember, they didn't want it to go out there, and then they want the Rastaman to grow up.
Well, remember that history and camera, the jobs were bad,
Yes.
So, yes, you know where I come from.
Know where I come from, Rasta. So I give thanks. And the elders, them appreciate love it. The one them who go to the Karagan atrocity, even when they come over there, when we have the commemoration. Yeah. And the eye them hear the man them say, yes, I am. Because one of the things about it, I a lot of them elders, them are going, Sooner or later, a lot of them now going to be able to testify again. Truly. So it's important. It's important to have the message, the history foretold. Love this Rastafari, son.
We give thanks, beloved. We give thanks. We give thanks to the inspiration. We trust we can continue to do more because, we just have to grow as a movement into a nation, And so our own hymnals is important because it speaks to our own reality,
Yes.
And as we say, Rastafari. We know the founding fathers, them did start out with a material and a spiritual balance, but somewhere along the line, man come up and start burn money. Howell was about an economic foundation. Claudius Henry was about an economic foundation. The best bread in the island was made by Rasta, in Clarendon.
Yes, Clarendon.
And you see, while HTB did have donkey cart, Henry did have van and deliver them bread. Check the contrast, The National Bakery.
Hold on there. We are talking about Clarendon. You know Rainbow Hill Temple down at Spanish Town Road?
Yeah.
Who used to run Rainbow? Eh?
That was another economic entity too.
No, but you said the best bread. What we are talking about?
It's a growth, that's it.
Best bread. Eh?
You never taste bread and good bread.
No, man, you want to taste the one that Rainbow Hill Temple at Spanish Town Road. This one made a market to my granny. Yeah. And she knows that she go down selling up on a Saturday evening. And that's all the bread come from.
Yes.
Oh, say.
But the thing now is just to show where we were. We were on an economic and a spiritual path. But somewhere along the line, some element come in and man start burn money and certain things, and it brings with us.
I like the spiritual more than the physical.
Yes, what I imagine to teach with the balance, but we just say we're founding fathers of these entities were about the spiritual and the material. And I think the way forward now is to just, keep the spiritual strengthen up and put some economic development and progress. Yeah, man.
That's a balance,
Hold on there. She had always said on the soil. Shane?
Yeah, man, we're good, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, yes, Ivy, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So Louis.
But one of the things about it, Ivy.
Yeah.
You know, talk to Sister Barbara Anna Blake.
Yeah.
And she mentioned of the minister.
Yeah.
You know, a long time with them on the earth, And we know that the government from time to time, them violate Rastafari. But we are see some good in them people, Barbara Anna Blake, I can remember when the public defender did talk, When the public defender talk, she sent a message to the culture minister and said, 4 of the brethren them go through the atrocity need some positive attention right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Minister Green sent her a mobile, Then she drive up and down and we go look for the brethren them. And when she look at the brethren them, she automatically I said the same thing where I said we need an elder's care home. Yeah. And she put it to the minister. And the minister buy into it. We have a 13-point recommendation out there what we present to the government. Yeah. And for economical sake, we say we want a creed village. We say what a creed village what can sustain itself. Yeah. You have farming product. Once you have the farming product, you can always grind and mill and do all kind of things. Yeah. The things what we produce. But it can sustain itself. Yeah. So we are talking about economics, and the government is buying into it too. So one of the things about it, we not just think for just the survivors alone. We are thinking about recompense for the community too.
Yeah, because you see the Rasta community suffer beyond Coral Gardens.
Not it. Remember, all I know, when we are growing up, we're going to our parents' house and say, well, no can't stay again,
True.
And the first thing that they say, no can't stay again. Yeah, your Rasta dirty thing go out the door. Yeah. So how will we suffer it? Yeah. And the government apologize. And we are looking forward that they would fulfill those 13-point recommendations on behalf of the Rastafari community.
Yes, and I think
not just the survivors alone.
Part of the apology have to be beyond the Coral Garden.
Beyond it, man. And then we are talking about economical progress.
Yes, I.
For the community itself.
Yes, I.
So, me just say, Barbara Blake, Anna Blake, she spoke, and to read the letter from the minister. Yeah. And we are all them word to whatsoever them say. Yeah. And we are looking to go forward.
Give thanks.
We are looking to go forward, Rastafari.
Give thanks.
So the album, I tell you, it's a blessing. It's a gateway open up there and again, Rastafari, son.
Well, as Muta rightly say, the phasing out of things we adopt for things that is our own is important, and I always entreat different one-on-one. Let us all write. Let us, those with the talent. Kind of everyone have the talent and the wherewithal to do certain things. Farm, trader, plow, knit and knit. Songwriters write, singers sing, chanters chant, drummers drum. Everyone in them own sphere, But we just need to continue when we give thanks to a Profile doing that. Profile is also presenting some nice chants,
Yes, man. Yes, man.
The favorite of many is the Lion of Judah reign,
The Lion of Judah reign, yes.
And then, about what spread the love, So Profile is doing his portion too. The racism in South Africa is also writing praise songs too.
Yes,
so once the globe and there's the races in Malawi are also writing praise songs. I Majesty did visit them in, I think, 65, and a mountain was named, in the name of His
street down there.
Remember
avenue down there named Haile Selassie Avenue?
In 80.
In a Malawi. Yeah, man, we go down there, man.
Blessing Rastafari, son.
When Her Majesty left Jamaica on the 24th and landed in 80, part of his journey into the capital was to cut the ribbon to open a new highway from the airport into the city, and it was named Haile Selassie the First Avenue. So Papa Doc paid his due, met the Lion of Judah, spoke of his work, and said the feat that he has accomplished, Solomon in his time did not accomplish those. So, I'm sure, like a greater than Solomon is here in the person of Haile Selassie the First.
King David, greater son, man. It's a step.
Yeah, man. So Papa Doc played his role, and as we say, the two leaders of these two countries that get rid of the colonizer. Yeah, I see, Ethiopia wasn't conquered, but those who came to take her by force, Ethiopia repelled them. Haiti, the unsuccessful revolution from that side, and then for the leaders of them two countries did meet in 66 after I leave Jamaica. It was key and important, all that happened. So we give thanks, and as I said, the album is a nice, fresh start to saying to one, say, we have something that is our own. It come out of I, and it's just an encouragement to others to be a part of it,
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Give thanks.
Give thanks, Rastafari, so,
Say the ark of the covenant is in his hand. I am King Selassie. All nations are to bow and cry.
Yes, sir.
So we go through the album, though. We give them a synopsis, every tune on it.
Give thanks, Muta.
11 tune.
You with your global listenership, the globe is aware of our history right now.
Of course.
As we say, we look forward to one gravitating towards it and give it the support that it deserves,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, in the best interest of strength.
Well,
family, yeah.
Say, we're gone 3 hours and something,
Muta, make I just say something there. On behalf of the Rastafari Cargan Benevolent Society members, we congratulate them. And we are hope and pray for the success of the album. Because we know say we do good for the Rastafari community. More blessing and more joy to the
man.
Give thanks, bro, and convey the love to the family and the ancients, them, and all, yeah? Give thanks, Rasta.
Yeah, man. And we also give thanks to the brethren. And it was really an honor to accommodate this great work by the brethren,
Give
thanks for that.
Blessing, I
Yes, Muta. So we give thanks to the manifestation that, the album could be heard on #1 radio and gone global.
Yeah.
We just look forward to the success of it, that more of these works can continue to sing the glory and praise of our great Africanness, yeah?
Yeah, blessed Rastafari. Isaac.
Love and blessing.
About Zero.
My beloved, one earth of love. What a good job you have done tonight, my brother. You went over mine.
How about Zero?
Yes, sir.
3 hours, something we got,
Well, I tell you what, that's called a brothel.
No, but I don't understand. What did happen to your phone? What happened to your phone?
You know what? We have a storm. So
there was a storm?
I guess the internet is not functioning the way it should. But let's just get to the joy and the overpouring. Who was that brother that you just spoke to?
Ross Lewis Brown from the Benevolent Society. On Pittsburgh.
Wow, what a thunderable voice. He was speaking and I thought, well, he just said it all. And I'm really thankful to know that a brother like that, carrying Lewis Brown, carrying the mantle, carrying the torch, it just really rises my spirit. You can feel it right now. So
Ras Ivar, all powers to you and the family. And now we just work with the discipline of the material endeavor, knowing that we have the spiritual alignment so refined. So now, balance it, my beloved. Balance it. Muta, well done. Glenn Brownie, well done. Barbara Blake Hannah, well done. All the voices tonight. Jalevi, well done. And now, let us continue in this endeavor. Let's work with the marketing and just put it out there and hope that all the Rastafarians, wherever they are on the planet, will make this something that will stay in the memory. And in this memory, that they will go out and purchase a copy and share this in the abundance.
Hold on, Abba. We have to take a break and come forward. Him album. May I tell you?
So comes what may.
Swan, hold on there. Swan call me now. I'm going to tell the brethren, say, put the two album them in the computer, make we burn them up, make we listen to them. I will listen 3 tunes after the one where me put in the computer already. And him say, take out the other one and put it in the next. And him put it in there, and the same thing. The 2 album are the same thing.
Okay. Well, a mistake was made there.
Well, obviously.
IRIFM will compensate us for another 2 hours. Where we will play the instrumental.
No, nobody now compensate nobody for nothing. You never tell me what to play. Are the album we are playing? How we talk about compensate?
Listen.
After me give you 3, hey, watch out, 3.5 hours you gone, you know. 3.5 hours.
Hey, you know, you gave us a half an hour, man. You know, we're not. Abba.
Me never know say you didn't want to talk. For tell me about compensation. Because me not, we're the Abba Zero. Okay. Abba Zero. Listen to me. Sir. Listen to me now. You give me 2 albums. The 2 albums look exactly alike. It's when me go up on the radio, you tell me, say, you want to hear an instrumental tune. Me ask you if the instrumental tune up on the album me have, you said no. There's no way I have to look on 2 albums and expect, say, one of them different. And when I realize the way I say, I ask the brethren for burn out the 2 CD them. And when we listen to them, are the 2 same album. So don't run no joke about no compensation. Compensation for what?
Okay, so
me play the whole of the album, you know. Listen to me, man. Yeah, make the thing turn out a little way, you know. Abba.
We'll negotiate with.
We're not negotiating nothing. Negotiate what? I better talk about Rasta. You get me ignorant now, but you make the thing I got so good that you come now with them foolishness, yeah? Compensate for what?
Look. I'm looking at your face. Let me see you smile right now.
No, me not smile because you come with foolishness. You come with foolishness, Rasta. Because me play out the whole album. Me play out the whole album. The whole album me play. And because me never play the instrumental version, you got to tell me about you want compensation.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Oh man, no beg me nothing, brethren. Because at 2 hours it's supposed to take an hour. 3.5 hours me gone. 3.5 hours. And obviously too much advertisement in there. So me could say too much advertisement in there. So even if you didn't get 1 hour advertisement, me still give you half hour.
I tell you what.
Oh, if you done the program, so brethren, or you come and done the program that way, yeah.
With the instrumental.
There's no instrumental album here. I do have no instrumental album here.
We'll make sure that you get a
after the 2 hours, no idiot. 2 people in the 2 hours, no idiot, Rasta. Me listen to the 2 album them. Listen to the 2. Listen. Me listen to the 2 album, 3 songs off of each of them. And the 3 songs off of each of the album them are the same thing.
Well, I tell you what, Muta, that was a good job done tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, so, you're upset me, Rasta. You're upset me.
We're gonna end the program knowing that it's a job well done.
Yeah,
and
but
with
you upset me. You upset me.
I'm full gratitude
coming on over.
And full appreciation.
Me sorry, say you get you now.
and now we will continue on a bigger
note.
Yeah?
Me sorry, say you get you. Come on, you come with them argument there.
No, the bigger note now is...
Really, you know where you should have complained? You know where you would have complained about? I can tell you where I complain about. You see, if I done the program at 12, then you could have complained. If I done it at 12, you could have complained.
We're not
because we are quite aware that there was a lot of advertisement on the radio. That's why it reached to that distance here. So, you come 2 o'clock, and something to 2 in the morning with them foolishness there.
And you know what? So interesting, Muta. The world wants to hear more.
And the world hear the world hear it. And you are coming now with your little capitalistic madness. Like you want to screech around the corner.
I told you earlier that I apologize.
No, but you say you must don't do the thing and you can't do the thing and then apologize. It's like you know, say you do something madness and then I come apologize after. You upset me, man.
Well, you know what?
2:13 in the morning.
You know what? I'm not going to give you any headaches now, so...
No, I'm not getting no headaches. I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed. I'm totally annoyed with what you just did and what you say. I am very annoyed. After I play the whole of the album, which other station play the whole of the album?
I didn't hear... No one has ever done that. Ask Ras Ivi. Ras Ivi will tell you 3 hours on the air. He has never done that before.
Yeah.
Well. So much gratitude.
Yeah.
And with that said, I am going to be calling IRI FM tomorrow, and I'm going to try and organize something so that we can have the instrumental played for at least an hour.
I don't have it. I don't have the instrumental.
I'll get that to you, definitely. I'll get that to you ASAP.
Last year,
we will share
you
that
sent a box of the CD to me. You sent a box of that CD to me. And when I had the CD here and I took out 2 of the CD and say I go play, you tell me I must give all of them to Ivi. You remember that?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
so I gave all of them to Ivi. And now you send me back 2, and the 2 is the same thing. And now you are telling me to give me an instrumental one. Me and Swan don't talk about that already, you know. Me and Swan don't talk about it already.
We'll make sure that before the weekend, tomorrow's Thursday, Friday, we'll make sure that you get a copy of the instrumental.
All right, sir.
Yeah, before the weekend, yeah? And in the spirit of gratitude, we're thankful for this evening, and we will continue this process.
All right, blessed man, give thanks.
Thank you, my beloved. Blessed
give thanks. The Art of War. Total different program. Yes. Meanwhile, welcome forward Shane, you know. Yes. Why you love Shane? Me I tell you, man. Why you love Nigel? Film lighting system that the people them could have see me bright and clear all over the world. Yeah, man, the place bright like what? All right.